Good afternoon, guys, and happy Friday to all of your sunshiny faces. So I've got a Meijer haul for you guys right now. My dad is actually heading to Tony's and Caputo's, so I should have that grocery haul for you guys very shortly after. But it looks like everything worked out at Meijer exactly like I had planned. All the coupons came off, except kind of one. It was actually the produce. I thought there was a coupon. It was $1.50 off when you spent $8 in fruit. I thought it was in produce, so I did buy $8.90, I don't know, 94 cents or something like that, or 95 cents worth of produce, but it was not any produce, it was only on fruit. So I didn't end up getting that coupon off, but I was looking over my receipt and it looks like there was an extra mysterious $1 that came off for some reason, and I'm not sure why. So it almost kind of made up for it the same way as my plan initially. But either way, like the stuff that I picked up, it wasn't like, oh, I wouldn't have picked that up had I not gotten that coupon off or whatever. So it again worked out to be like a fine deal, same deal anyway, like I said, regardless. But I'll just explain the deals and everything they had going on. Like I said, I did kind of look over the receipt. It looks like all the coupons came off. They did have a few personalized coupons. Those coupons that, like, again, based on your shopping habits, they will give you certain coupons for certain items, again, based on things that you've bought in the past. So again, for example, they ended up, I had a 75-cent off Lucky Charms coupon because I bought that in the past. It was a better deal than the $1 off of 2 coupon that they had available like for everybody this week. And with them being on sale, I actually paid 25 cents less than if I would have used that coupon. So like that's an example of some of those things that, again, it's stuff that I've bought in the past, so they'll give me a specific coupon for possibly a higher value than what might be available just like in the weekly coupons and stuff like that. So I did have a few of those, and I'll point those out where I used them. But they also had a few coupons as well that were like $1 off when you spend $5, like storage bags and like aluminum foil stuff, things like that. And they had that on sale this week as part of that 7 for 7 sale, which was another big thing they had going on. And surprisingly, when they have that 7, so it's buy 7 items and you get them for $7, and then every item after that's $1. So you just have to make sure that you buy in 7 or more products. You don't have to buy in multiples of 7. But they had that sale going on, which is always normally pretty good, because a lot of times that's when I get those coupons for like the 50 cents off or $1 off of, spending $5 on, whatever. But those dollars off coupon, like the $1 off of 5 or whatever, after you spend 5, when those items are $1, it obviously ends up making them a really good deal. But normally when they have that 7 for 7 sale, they don't have a ton of other weekly grocery deals like going on that are all that great. I actually found a lot this week. So they had, again, that 7 for 7 sale, which I picked up well over 7 items. In addition to, they had a lot of other like grocery things that were going on, deals that I probably would have done just, again, on their own without that, like, again, they had, in addition to those sales, would have been a pretty big-ish haul. And then they also had that 7 for 7. So again, Meijer this week was actually probably more than what we're going to spend at Jewel tomorrow when we go, and definitely more than Tony's and Caputo's. Those are normally pretty small hauls anyway, but I'll again have that for you guys shortly after this. But I will share with you guys first the Meijer haul and everything we picked up from there today. So all these items here on the table are what we ended up picking up from Meijer. It ended up costing $80.14. Now $3.06 of that was tax. So without tax, just the regular sale price items and everything like that was under it. It was like, $77-ish, which is pretty good. And we ended up saving $75.99. So about a 50% savings. And that's really good because, again, I will point out a couple items that don't even retail at that high of a price. For example, the Meijer frozen like vegetables, along with these Martha White and these Armour lunch makers. These I know are like $1.09 normal price, but they're part of that 7 for 7 sale, so they're only $1 after that. So you only save 9 cents. Now that's not that great of a price. I did have a coupon in addition to that, but like even these two, I think they're like $1.29, and you only again save 29 cents with the sale. But these are still cheaper than like picking some of this kind of stuff up at Aldi a lot of the time. And even to like these crackers and stuff like that too, they're like $1 for the 6-pack, which again is a pretty good price, probably a little bit cheaper than Aldi's. However, they're only they're only like $1.50 or something like that normal price. So you're only saving 50 cents, which isn't a 50% savings. But like I was saying, some of the items cheaper than what I know I can get at Aldi for, even if the price isn't like a 50% savings, which is always kind of what I look at at when I'm like, oh, should I get this, should I not get that, because I'm like, how much, you know, and also to how much cheaper is it if it's a product that we use often compared to what I would pay for at like a Aldi or Walmart or something like that. And also too, for off-brand, whereas I can get name brand for pretty much the same price, again, if it's not like a 50% savings, I will still go ahead and pick some of this stuff up. For example, my coffee as well this week, I picked that up because I haven't gotten cold brew coffee in a while, and it also wasn't that best deal. I think it was like maybe a $2 savings, and I still paid like almost $4 for it. So, but like I said, it's still cheaper than what I would pick up a cold brew coffee at, you know, Aldi for. So I'm still saving more money that way, but it's not a 50% savings. But Meijer's prices are already normally pretty low, which is why, like I was saying, you know, giving that the frozen vegetable example, that's why those prices aren't normally like that high, and the savings might not reflect like that 50% savings. So the deals they had going on, these items right here were that 7 for $7 sale that was going on. So to start off with, they had these crackers. Like I said, they were $1, you know, again, after the sale, once you buy 7 or more. They also had two, which they haven't had for a while, but they've had these in the past, these little Meijer like sports drink things. Jack likes these. They, again, only $1. They also had the Sour Patch Kids, which were on sale for $1, but I did have one of those personalized 50-cent off coupons. So that was only actually 50 cents, which is pretty awesome. They also had these Meijer frozen vegetables, like I was saying, $1. They're normally like $1.09, but they did have a dollar off of $1 off when you spend $5. That was, again, one of those personalized coupons as well. So I clipped that. I only paid $4 for 5 of them, or like 80 cents each, which again, that's cheaper than Aldi's price. So I picked that up. I think theirs are like 95 cents maybe, or something like that. They also had these Martha White, like the baking muffin mix. They had these on sale for $1 each again, but I had $1.50 off when you spent $4 on any baking product, I think it was. So that, again, too, they counted, and I got $1.50 off. So these were only $2.50 for 4 of them, around 60 or so cents each, which is pretty good. They also had these Armour lunch makers on sale just for $1 each. We picked up 5 of those. They also had, because we have no hot dogs at all, so and I've wanted to do chili cheese dogs a few nights because we have a lot of chili, like canned chili, but we didn't have any hot dogs, so I picked these up. They were, again, $1 after that sale. They also had a 5-pound bag of potatoes on sale for $1 after, again, that sale, and a 3-pound bag of onions as well. Those are really good prices for those. The baby carrots were also $1. This is pretty average. I can get these a lot of times at like Tony's, Caputo's will have them on sale, even Jewel with coupons sometimes. So that's a pretty okay price, I guess, compared to what we normally get. They also had these Meijer, again, the sandwich bags, the snack bags, the aluminum foils. These were also all on sale for $1. Also, in addition to that, had one of those $1 off coupons when you spend $5. So those were only $4 for the 5, or about 80 cents each, which again is a pretty good price compared to like the price per bag and per square footage is a pretty good deal. They also had the blackberries, which are on sale for 99 cents. I picked up 5 of these. Again, my thought was, I think I was explaining to you guys, they had a coupon that was $1.50 off when you spent $5, but it was just in fruit. I thought it was in produce, so I picked up those items as well, so I would be over that, like over $8, but the $1.50 didn't come off because it was only fruit. I didn't realize that and didn't read it, so I did pick those up, but I will normally eat a lot of berries anyway. Like blackberries are probably my favorite or second favorites. Like fruit or berry, I guess. I think raspberries are at the top, but blackberries are really good as well, so I don't mind having those anyway. I was going to pick up probably 4. I just picked up an extra one for my mom, and that was, again, to get me over the $8, but like I said, I realized that was not what the coupon was for exactly. Then I was also explaining to you guys the Lucky Charms. Those are on sale for $2.50, but I had that 75-cent off coupon, so it was only $1.75, which is an okay price for that size box cereal. They also had the goldfish crackers, which were on sale, $6 for 3, or $2 each, but they did have $1 off of 3 coupons, so it was only $5 for 3, or like $1.66 each, which isn't too bad of a price for goldfish. They also had this Planet oat milk, which was on sale for $6 for 2, I believe, but they had a $2 off 2 coupon, so it was just $2 or $4 for 2, or $2 each, which I didn't think was too bad because I want to try this out as coffee creamer instead. It's like the barista lover kind, but we have like a coffee like a frother, and I haven't used it because I don't really like milk in my coffee, but I don't know how it would hold up with coffee creamer, and so I wanted to try like something that was more like, you know, again, like a oat milk or like a almond milk, something like that. But I want to try that out, the barista lovers kind, and see if it you know, like blends well with coffee. And then my dad got like a dark chocolate kind to try out, just as like chocolate milk. Also, they had the Prego pasta sauce. They were on sale $6 for 3, or $2 each, and then they had a $2 off of 3 coupons, so those were just $4 for 3, or $1.33 each, which is a pretty good price for pasta sauce, so we picked up those. They also had the Yoplait yogurts on sale. They were $7 for 10, or 70 cents each, but they had a $1 off of 10 coupons, so they were just $6 for 10, or 60 cents each. They also had these Yo Crunch yogurts on sale for $5 for 2, or $2.50 each, and then they had a $1 off of 2 coupon, making them 4 for 2, or $2 each. They also had the Breyers ice cream, which I believe was on sale for $4.49, I think. They had a $1.50 off coupon, making it just $2.99 for that, so we picked that up. They also had the coffee, which that was on sale for $5.49, but there was a $1 off coupon, making it $4.49. And like I was saying, this retails at $6.29, but I think all these prices like $5 for like cold brew coffee, just, you know, again, somewhere around $5, so I still thought getting it a little bit cheaper than that was an okay price. They also had these Knorr rice sides that were on sale for they were normal price $1.35, but they had a buy one get one free M-Perks coupon, so those ended up being just $1.35 for 2, or like 68 cents each, which is a pretty good price. They also had the Velveeta or the Kraft like deluxe mac and cheese, which were on sale for $2.99, and they had a $1 off coupon, making them just $1.99. And the reason that's not the best price, but I picked it up because we have another box in the pantry, and it's not enough for like a full meal. It's like too much for one person. It's like not enough to feed like 2 or 3 people. 2 boxes like the perfect amount for like 3 people, sometimes with a little bit of leftovers, so I figured I'll get that so I can do that as a dinner for a night, you know, again, like a last minute dinner kind of thing. But because I just had one, that's why I just picked up one more box, but it wasn't, like I said, that great of a deal. Like, I might not do that again in the future if I don't get a better sale on it. The other deal that they had though on the like personal care products was on the L'Oreal, and I'm kind of disappointed because the L'Oreal bottles used to be a lot bigger than this. I haven't bought them in a while, so I didn't realize they are like 12.6 ounces. I think they used to be 16 ounces, or at least the bottles felt bigger even if they didn't have as much product. Like the packaging is different, and I feel like it's because it's smaller now. But these were on sale. They're normally $4.99, but they're on sale, buy one get one 40% off, plus they had a $4 off of 2 M-Perks coupon, making them $3.99 for 2, or $2 each, which isn't too bad of a price for that size. So that's why, like, again, I picked it up. It wasn't that bad of a deal, and I do like L'Oreal. I will use that a lot. Like either the Garnier Fructis or the L'Oreal is kind of my preferred shampoo. Or Tresemme, I guess. But either way, I normally like to pay around $2 for personal care products, so that was right in that range, so that's why I went ahead and picked that up. They also had the Axe, which was normal price $5.29, but they were on sale, buy one get one 50% off, and they also had a $4 off of 2 coupon, making these $3.94 for 2, or $1.97 each, or around that. I don't know exactly if they round up or round down the penny, so again, that was what my calculations were, but they were probably right around that price. But like I said, it's weird because like with the buy one get one 40% off, I actually think they round it down, but I always figure that they round it up. It'll be like 62.5 cents, and I'm like, okay, then it's 63 cents, you know, but I think they actually round it down on the receipt is what I've noticed. But like I said, it's right around that price. It might be a penny off or whatever, but it actually might be a penny cheaper. So anyways though, I ended up, like I said, picking up all those products today at Meijer, and I will share with you guys in just a minute Tony's and Caputo's, but I thought I'd share with you guys those deals that were going on. Like I said, they had some good 7 for 7 sales, and a lot of times I do find that those match up pretty well with those personalized coupons that they have available a lot of the time as well. So they did have a lot of other things too, like they had some like frozen stuff too, like the Totino's pizza roll things and stuff like that. Those were $1. They're normally like $2.50 or $2.99, so that's a pretty good price for those. However, they're like the smaller like 10 count packages. However, we're running out of room in the freezer, and I knew I wanted to pick up some of the frozen like vegetables and the ice cream, so I was like, I probably shouldn't go too overboard with a whole ton of freezer stuff knowing we don't have a ton of space. So I'm gonna get this stuff put away, and once my dad gets back, I will share with you guys the Tony's and Caputo's haul. Alright guys, I was about ready to start today's vlog again, and then realizing that I didn't need to because I already did, because I shared with you guys my year haul. So my dad picked up pretty much everything at both stores. He was able to find the freebie Friday at Tony's today, which was awesome. However, I realized that I had sent him today instead of yesterday or tomorrow. He originally, I asked, I was like, where, you know, what stores are we gonna go to? And he was like, oh, we'll just go to Meijer. I was honestly thinking I would probably go with, if we went to Meijer, like, and we did Tony's and Caputo's, like I would go to all 3 of them with him. But he was like, oh, we'll go to Meijer. So I was like, okay, then we go to Meijer. Then when we're at Meijer, he's like, oh, well, I'll go to Tony's and Caputo's afterwards. So I was like, okay. So we came home. Again, I put all the stuff away, share with you guys the haul. He just got back. And then he comes home, and I realized, well, he called me, and I realized that there was a sale at Tony's that was Saturday and Sunday only. So he ended up, the 2 things that I was going to get at Tony's, he didn't end up getting. It was going to be avocados. They were on sale for $1.99 for a 5 count package, which Jewel has them on sale for $2.99, but I think it might be their 7 count, not a 5 count. It might be the 5 count, but either way, I can probably just pick those up over there instead. And they also had Roma tomatoes, which were on sale for 69 cents a pound. So again, we didn't end up getting those because it was only the Saturday and Sunday sale. And then at Tony's, my dad picked up an extra thing of bacon, even though I wrote on the list 1. So one of the coupons, because there was a limit of 1 with the coupon, one of the coupons didn't come off. Okay. Again, like, it's just $1, it's not huge. And then at Caputo's, he ended up picking up, I said get a butternut squash because I wanted to make some butternut squash lentil curry. Like I have a recipe and I can do it and like freeze it, and then I just throw it in the crock pot, and like it works out really well. Like it's convenient to make, and it's very, I love it, but I haven't made it in a really long time. So I saw that butternut squash was on sale, so I was like, oh, go ahead and pick that up. And he was like, he comes back, and he ended up picking up spaghetti squash, which was on sale for the same price, so it doesn't matter, but it wasn't the butternut squash. So I don't normally use spaghetti squash very often. I don't really even have a recipe for it. I mean, I can find one, like you can roast it and just like have it, you know, like, but I don't really have a recipe for it. So and it wasn't what I wanted to make the, you know, I needed to make the lentil curry stuff with, and then also I was going to pick up the lentils, but I guess I'm not, because I'm probably not gonna end up making that. I actually needed a lot of the ingredients, but I just saw that that was on sale, so I was like, oh, go ahead, pick that up. But yeah, so it was still the same price. It was just, again, I'll share the whole details with you guys and everything that was going on, but we kept having issues at Tony's since my dad started going back, like coupons not coming up or stuff not coming up at the right price, whatever. And then this week my dad was like, yeah, I screwed up on that, and picked up 2 of the bacons, and then again too, we got the butternut squash instead of the spaghetti, or spaghetti instead of butternut squash, which again isn't that big of a deal. But when I was describing to my dad, I was like, no, you know, the butternut squash, it looks kind of like like, you know, like this. And then he's like, oh yeah, you're right. So anyways though, again, that was, you know, and they were tagged at the same price, so I can understand. Like he said, they were all like in like a bin, like probably near each other or whatever, and they probably just had like one tag that said like, oh, butternut spaghetti squash, you know. And I think there might have been, you know, a third different type of squash, like maybe acorn or something like that. But yeah, if they have them on sale next week, maybe we'll pick them up. But regardless, let me share with you guys real quick what we got at Tony's and Caputo's. So right over here at Tony's, picked up all of these items. It was $17.84. Again, we should have probably paid $3.99 less for one less bacon, or at least had the other coupon come off, like if it was a limit of 2 or whatever, but it wasn't. So like I said, that was the only difference. But there was $8.29 in savings, and that was just from the coupons, not the sale prices. But the freebie Friday was actually this. I was talking about the cold brew, this little cold brew kind of coffee. It was $4.29, but the freebie Friday made it completely free after that coupon, so that was awesome. Like a $4.29 freebie is awesome. They also had the Country Crock butter, which was on sale for $1.99 after a coupon, which was a good deal for that. I also had the butter sticks, which were on sale for $2.99 limit 1 after the coupon. That was also limit 1. And then the bacon was also $2.99 limit 1 after the coupon. Like I said, it was a limit of 1, not 2. So without the $1 that comes off for the coupon, is $3.99. They also had, and this was with no coupon, I don't believe, it was just with the Kellogg's Eggo waffles. They were $1.99 when you bought 2. No coupon, you just have to buy 2 to get them at that price, and they were just $1.99, which was pretty good. They also had the Post cereals. Those were on sale for $1.49 after coupon, I believe, also a limit of 1. So again, pretty good deals. They actually didn't have any produce stuff other than, again, the avocados and the tomatoes, which again was my mistake for not catching that. Like, you know, my dad called and he was like, they say that they're not on sale for that price, and that's when I realized, oh, you went on Friday instead of the Saturday Sunday sale, and that was just the Saturday Sunday sale. Because last night when I was making the grocery list and he said, oh, we're just gonna go to Meijer, I assumed that, again, that coupon here, those sales, you know, we didn't have to worry about, like, you know, putting that on there, like, you know, that it's only those 2 days, because I was like, well, he's not gonna go tomorrow. So anyways though, they didn't, like I said, other than that, those 2 sales that they had, that Saturday Sunday sale, they didn't have any produce stuff that was really going on. But over at Caputo's, they had pretty much almost only produce. They ended up having the potatoes. Those were on sale for $1.50 for a 3-pound bag. So you picked up one of those, and those are like the Yukon potatoes, different than the russet potatoes, like regular potatoes that I got at Meijer today. They also had the green bell peppers, which were on sale for 59 cents a pound. We got a little under a pound, so it was 55 cents for that. Also had the grape tomatoes, which were on sale for 99 cents. That was a really good price, so we picked up 2 of those. And they also had the honeydew melon, which was on sale for $1.50, so we picked up 1 of those. And then again, the spaghetti squash, which was the same price as the butternut squash. It was 59 cents per pound, so we picked up, it was around a little over 2.5 pounds, so it was $1.55. Again, that was the same price as what the butternut squash would have been, but it was the spaghetti instead. So pick that up. They also had the old Warsaw Polish ham, which was on sale for $3.99 a pound. For what we ended up getting, it was $4.15. And then also the yellow American cheese, which was on sale for $3.99 a pound as well, and that was $4.33 for that. So again, that was everything from all of those stores. I know there was an awful lot between both Tony's, Caputo's, and Meijer today. Jewel will probably be a little bit smaller because they didn't have quite as much stuff that I noticed going on, and the majority of what they had was kind of produce stuff this week anyway. But I'm going to get this stuff put away. I thought I'd just share with you guys real quick what they had going on at those 2 stores as well for today. Well guys, I'm going to take a shower and get to bed, but I did actually find a recipe for that spaghetti squash that I might make this week or next week, because I actually already have all the ingredients. So I might let you guys know if and when I make that. But I did find a recipe that sounds pretty good, so I'm gonna try it out. Also, on a side note too, we are not going to Jewel tomorrow. My dad has to go and get the his tire. He actually had to put the spare tire on yesterday, or no, yesterday maybe, or on Wednesday, something like that. So he has to go and get his tire replaced for his like work vehicle, and he's taking it in tomorrow. So we're planning on going to Jewel on Sunday, so I should have that for you guys then. But I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.